Mom, get the door. Mom, you lazy bitch. Get the fucking door. Mom, I'm coming. NEETs. Not in education, employment, or training. The couch generation. Deep fat fried.
Deep fat fried.
Hi everyone, it's your old pal Mickey here with a direct order. I mean an option that you are strongly encouraged to take advantage of. You will click the link below. You will subscribe to the Pessimist Productions Patreon. I mean, if you wanna, wink wink, there's more content there than, well, you could swing a dead toddler at. Exclusive shows, exclusive streams, hours of exclusive content. Why aren't you clicking? Why aren't you subscribing to the Pessimist Productions Patreon? You're making Mickey sad.
I just wanted one thing for these NEETs right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You love them, Scotty.
Way to alienate like 80% of our audience with an episode.
Well, who says it's going to be negative? Who says it's going to be a negative thing?
Yeah, this is not going to be a negative episode necessarily.
Maybe this could be a positive thing. Maybe we're going to like delve into NEETs and discover like, wow, pretty cool fucking guys.
I'm applauding the NEETs, Paul, for the people who are, fighting against the oppression of capitalism.
Right.
That's what I'm doing right now. I mean, look, Paul, you thought that when TJ came to this episode initially, I was skeptical too. I had a very negative outlook, but after talking to TJ and some NEETs in the local community here, I've actually changed my tune on it.
Yeah. So what is a NEET? A NEET is someone, as I said in the intro, not in education, employment, or training. NEETs encompass the young population that is not employed, not seeking a job, not going to school or university, not training. Cannot even be defined in a way that they have like a hobby, like working out, playing chess, practicing basketball. None of that even.
They're just here.
A person's age needed to be officially classified a NEET varies from country to country. Like most people who are like 35 that we might think of as like, that's a NEET. Apparently they're too old to be NEETs. I don't know what they become at that point. Just like
what's the step? What, like, do you get a step failure lamer?
I don't know. But apparently like a lot of countries have like a cutoff age at which they no longer consider you a NEET.
Like in Italy, what is that, like 80? 80 is when you stop being a NEET?
I don't know what it is per country.
I'm just joking. It's a joke, Peter. You get it?
Actually, I do have some. United Kingdom, 24. After you're 24, you're no longer a NEET. Scotland, after 19, you're no longer a NEET.
Damn.
Japan, after 34, you're no longer a NEET.
Japan's got a
United States, it's 29 or 24, depending on the source.
Oh, shit, dude.
So if you're in your 30s and you're still this way, like apparently there's a different classification for you, or maybe they just give up on you entirely. You don't even get a classification. You're just like, whatever. That's just a loser at that point.
That's a person who wasted their fucking whole life and...
Yeah, it's just like you're dead to us now.
You're done. You're done, son.
Sign up for Bloomberg. No thanks. 1 in 5 young adults is neither working nor studying in U.S. So the NEETs are taken over.
One of us. Gobble, 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 gobble. We will make you one of us.
Almost 1 in 5 young adults in the U.S. was neither working nor studying in the first quarter, as Black and Hispanic youth remain idle at a disproportionate rate. In the first 3 months of the year, about 3.8 million Americans aged 20 to 24 were not employed, in education or training, known as the NEET rate. The Center of Economic Policy and Research said in a report that's up by 740,000 or 24% from a year earlier, before many lost their jobs or opted to defer college enrollment as campuses shut down at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. So you have here Americans aged 20 to 24 that are not employed, nor in school, nor in any sort of job training or anything like that. White, you got it went from 12.8% last year to 15.9% this year. Hispanic went from 16.2% last year to 19.7% this year. Black went from 20.9% last year to 24.8% this year. Asian went from 10.4% last year to 14.3% this year. Inactive youth is a worrying sign for the future of the economy. Dun, dun, dun.
Economos is displeased.
Economos says get to work. So this is an American NEET right here.
Oh my
I'll
God.
just eat until I'm dead.
I'm gonna go
Probably.
to 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Dude,
This.
600-pound
This dude
life.
sits around nude and plays fucking Xbox all day while his poor old dad takes care of him and brings him all kinds of burgers and shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's see the early NEET, TJ. I saw a little thing back there with the early.
You know what?
NEET.
I'm probably gonna have to turn it up, so I'm just gonna do that now. Ever since I put this app on, everything plays not as loud at all. So I need to fucking see if I can change the default to that, but whatever.
Okay, why are you not just pushing these people with me? Okay, so I got your food.
Okay.
All right. They got the drinks. I don't know which one's tea, which one's Dr. Pepper. You have to look in and see. He'll tell me what.
You know, man. He's just, he's just become like he's embraced his inner ball.
I bought these burgers, son.
So like I don't know which one is tea, which has too much water content in it for you. You're just gonna have to figure it out. Damn it, I'm in the middle of a match.
This dude has some of the most impressive wraparound man tits that I've ever seen, dude. It
like,
goes all the way around, dude.
Yeah.
He's like a meatball, dude.
His
He
man
really
tits
is.
just become, they fucking just go into the back fat. They just become that, you know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
He's
Dude,
just living his best life, guys.
If I was this dude's dad, one day I would come home and I'd be like, hey, son, I got the U-Haul to drive you out of my fucking house. I'm about to fucking move your big, fat, fucking disgusting ass out into the world, boy.
Roll onto the dolly. We'll wheel you
This
on out.
man is a patriot, Paul, fighting against the oppression of capitalism. You
Yeah.
should applaud him.
I'm looking at this dude's physique and like, look, dude, I'm a big fat fuck, but this is literally a person who's probably spent 90% of their life in this very position.
Yep.
They've literally like grown into like almost like a fungal mushroom growth
Yeah.
because he sits on his bed all day playing fucking Xbox.
Dude, the cool thing is he can kind of just use his belly is big enough to just use as a counterweight for the rest of his body, so he can pretty much just blob like that.
Well, you know, Paul, honestly, like, look, it's an engineering problem. So this guy was starting to get fat. And he's like, oh, I need to get this back fat. So he worked on his back fat,
To get him.
got his stomach fat. Now he bounced.
I mean, I come right back a lot of times in case that's too much food. But I'll get it for him.
I'll do it.
I do it none the
Look,
damn
if my boy's hungry, that boy's gonna eat.
boy's hungry, right? Boy gotta eat him some 50 cheeseburgers a day. That's just what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
And bring it to the house and put it right in front of him. He's my son. I love him. I love to make him happy.
Oh, damn, man. He's got a selection right here.
Look at that.
Fuck, dude.
Hello, extra salt,
You know,
too, to put all over everything.
Food's got a lot to do with his happiness, but he's like
That's
an
the
addict.
fourth burger
about
he
food.
pulled out of there.
I know.
That
his
motherfucker had
Wait, hold
a 4-burger lunch.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, and then that's 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
A 4-burger fucking
Food's
lunch.
got a lot to do with
4-burger
his happiness.
lunch. Is there
but
anything else? Oh,
Wait,
hold up.
he's
It's
like
going
an
back
addict
in.
You
about
reached
food.
in again. What was it for?
What else
Maybe
in
it was just
there?
like a napkin in there or something.
You did
Nope,
not.
it was
get
another
right
burg.
You did not get it right. Oh, shit. Dad
You
got
did
the
not
order
get it
wrong.
right?
NEET meltdown imminent.
Are you kidding me?
No, you didn't. Because if you ordered yourself a meal, it's not in here.
Well, whatever.
Here you go.
If you ordered yourself a meal, it's not in here. So not like, hey, you can have one of these many burgers. Like, you just, look, Daddy, I know you bought this, went and got it, did everything else, but you shit out of luck. I'm hungry.
Well,
I
I'll
see
tell
my
you
4
what.
burgers here. I don't see your burger anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a
well.
piece of shit. His old man dad ran out to get his fat fucking blob ass a fucking meal. and then he fucking is gonna steal his dad's hamburger. Look at that look on his dad's face.
I know. What the fuck, dude? Come on.
Is this fat fuck really gonna steal?
Oh, he's gonna give him some fries. I guess you can have a couple of fries or
Take
something.
a couple fries if you want.
Oh God!
Gotta eat off my fucking back fat though, daddy.
Oh,
Jesus.
here's a NEET map. Literally a map of NEETs.
So
showing
like, the greener it is, the more needy they are.
I think it's the redder it is, the more NEETs you got. Actually,
really?
Oh, look, there's a country in Africa right there. A lot of NEETs.
A lot of NEETs there.
How to explain that?
Probably not a lot to do in that country, I would imagine.
It's probably
not
like
much going on.
culturally people stay home in villages and shit. Like that don't count. That's not a NEET. I guess it's technically a NEET, but
so
something tells me that the NEETs in that fucking what is that, Congo or whatever, wherever that is, Chad. The NEETs in that place aren't sitting there like giant meat wads while their parents bring them fucking, burgers.
How do we know, Paul? How do we know?
I can't believe that nasty motherfucker. You know what, dude? It is one thing entirely to have your old ass daddy feeding you fucking burgers. That's one level of pathetic. But to try and steal his burger because you just want to eat it, well, you didn't do it right because you ordered yourself a meal that ain't in here. He's got six hamburgers in front of him.
Do or do not, there is no try, Paul. He did steal his daddy's burger. He wasn't trying. He straight up stole that shit.
What a piece of shit.
Oh my God, what is this guy think?
So actually 52% of Americans age 18 to 29 still live with their parents due to the current insane cost of living.
How the fuck are we not red then?
Well, because just living with your parents is not enough to make you a NEET.
Yeah.
Because many of those people do contribute to their household by helping to pay bills, doing work, etc.
They go to school. There's something
they're trying to get out somehow.
They're trying to get out of the mom's house.
Right.
Right.
China's so good at China's so good at dealing with the NEET problem. They don't even have any NEETs. Look.
Well, they're probably just not keeping
no,
tabs
TJ,
on it.
look, it's right there. It's great. There's nothing going on there with NEETs.
Holy shit. Yeah, no NEETs in China.
Greenland
too.
NEETs
Greenland is also
China, and the
NEET-free.
sheets up. So yeah, NEETs tend to leech off their loved ones, rarely leave the house or even leave their own
leech is a
bedroom.
strong term. They how would you say? I mean, they benefit from their loved ones.
Oh, yeah.
A symbiotic relationship. They're not a parasite, TJ.
And the parents in return get
love and affection.
Yes.
Is that not one of the greatest emotions, one of the greatest feelings a parent can get?
Like, if you had a burger in here, it's all mine.
Well, I'm real benevolent and such. I'll give you a couple of my back fat fries. Here you go.
I see 4 cheeseburgers in here. That's enough for me. Where's yours?
Yeah, see, they're loved ones, TJ. You even say it in the definition. These people are not leeches. They're benefiting the entire family by being there as moral support.
So here's this is a NEET channel. Dude explaining his situation at 55 seconds in. Let's see what's going on in the NEET world.
I have been living in this room for over 5 years now. I have no job, no friends, no interaction with the outside world. Right now, I'm being supported by my mom, and sometimes family members would send me money. Every day, I basically just wake up, sometimes at midday, or most of the time, really. I would eat junk food, play video games, go on YouTube and Reddit for hours. Then I will go back to sleep at like 6 a.m. And
send us some of your mom's money. Join Pessimist Productions.
Look, you've been investing the money in the wrong things. You're not going to get rich off cryptocurrency, but you will get hours of enjoyment of Pessimist Productions Patreon.
Amen.
Basically, every single day for me. How does this happen? Well, I plan to make another video to discuss that in more details, but to make a long story short, my depression and anxiety had just overwhelmed me. Basically just...
You know what, luckily I heard the cure for depression and anxiety is staying isolated in one room and playing video games all day.
I've heard that as well.
Well, as you guys know, I too suffer from depression and anxiety, and spent a lot of years in therapy, and it took me a lot of years to get it through my thick skull that in order to fight against my instinct to just lay in bed all day and eat junk food and not interact with the world in any meaningful way, that I had to do just that. It's crazy. You would think it would be the opposite. You would think you would have to like challenge yourself to get out and meet people and do things and like challenge the chemical imbalance in your brain. But no. The answer is sit around on your fucking ass and be a shameful fucking piece of shit for your whole family to have to give charity to.
Who thought it would be, Paul? Who thought it would be that easy? Who thought it was like, look, you spent those years in therapy, and you know your therapist the whole time was probably like, Paul, you're missing a just profound truth, and you're just like, I need more therapy. No, Paul, stay at home, lay in bed, don't give a shit, don't do anything, live a good life.
Being a NEET predisposes young people to long-term unemployment and social exclusion, has a significantly negative impact on the economic growth and welfare equilibrium of countries. Here is the NEET subreddit.
Oh, God.
I love this one. This is like the first one I saw when I came on here. How do people do it? How do you work your whole life and never go crazy, man? How do you do it?
How can it be? I did it, Rose. 25 years without a job
to getting a dev job. There's someone who's recovering NEET there. This guy here, though, I've only been out of NEETdom for 2 weeks, and it's already hell. I stock shelves overnight. The physical pain, the mental stress are cracking me already. I've cried almost every day before work. How do you manage to force yourself to burn 50-plus hours of your week like this? And for years at a time with so few short little breaks, 2 days is not enough to recover.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this shit because the dude is...
He's going out kind of right on some level, but like still,
the dude's not wrong. Like, yeah, it fucking sucks.
Because, like, yeah, but like it sucks. But literally, everyone knows it sucks.
Well, here's the thing: no one's not arguing that the current system sucks. No one's gonna be like, unless you're just really rich. Like obviously, like I get why they don't want to do the shit, but they're not understanding that like by them not doing it as well, they're just pushing them off onto everyone else in their lives. So it's not like it's like an innocent decision where it's like, well, I'll just sit around.
So this is the top post ever on our NEET. Today I became a 40-year-old virgin NEET. Some reflections on my life so far. Okay. Just turned 40. I've been a NEET for over half my life now. Never had sex with or kissed a woman. Never had a real job either. I want to talk about my life a little so younger NEETs know what mistakes to avoid. Please change your life while you still can. You don't want to turn out like me. I cry every day because I'm so depressed. I hate myself. I wish I could have given a shit when I was younger. So yeah, this is like basically like the cautionary tale for NEETs.
Good. I mean, good on this dude. I mean, like
for at least realizing, like, wow,
yeah, for realizing the
this
profound,
is horrible. I have squandered my life.
Well, not only that, trying to steer other people away from the bullshit that he did in a way that's actually going to communicate to them. Because I mean, like, yeah, he's basically like said, like, look, I wasted the best years of my life. Those are gone. Don't fucking be like my stupid ass and fucking do nothing with your life. I mean, like, I don't care that he's a virgin. I don't care that you didn't have some grandiose career, but he just, you know, what it really boils down to is like, where's the personal satisfaction in this guy's life? So people think it's just like an economic thing. It's like, how is this person happy? Why all these people say the same thing? I'm almost universally, I'm depressed. I'm just crying. I'm breaking down. I just can't take it. How is this the best thing for them?
So this is what I always wonder. So this when he was 31, his mom died.
Sure, so
I'm wondering how the fuck he continued to be a NEET after that.
As a probably other family
got
members.
So depressed, I became an alcoholic. I would drink till I passed out. When I was hungover, I would drink so it would all go away. I walked around naked in the house I inherited. Oh, so he inherited the house.
So his house was paid off.
A bottle of booze and pretending I was a character from an anime or game. The rest of my time I spent jerking off.
Oh my God.
I developed all sorts of weird fetishes, including feet and armpits. And I started jerking off to gay porn because straight porn didn't do it for me anymore.
Oh, it doesn't even do it.
After almost 4 years of this lifestyle, I managed to seriously damage my liver and had to go to the hospital. At this point, a distant uncle from my father's side of the family heard of me and paid for me to go into a special rehab program. Here I spent a year and a half getting sober. I made a few friends, but we weren't especially close. They had more interesting lives. They all had girlfriends or wives. I had nothing going on. It's too big of a loser to really make close bonds with the rehab people.
Yeah,
even they had more going on in life.
He had nothing to talk about with the other people because he had no experience.
Scared about losing my family, and and it's like, yeah, I pretended I was an anime character and got drunk.
Yeah, I would go around my house pretending I was a Naruto. And,
you know what? You know what the sad fucking fact is? If this dude would have had the presence of mind to just set up a webcam all over his house, you know what I mean, and film himself and be like ultra neat, he probably would have been a millionaire.
Yeah, you're right.
Wandering around his house, fucking naked, pretending he's anime characters and shit. People would watch that shit for hours.
You're probably right.
You ain't kidding.
You're definitely right, actually. So what causes this? Why does it happen? It's believed that many NEETs are suffering from one or many mental disorders.
Yep.
Autism, bipolar, depression, oppositional defiance disorder, agoraphobia. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Eating disorders, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, drug and alcohol addiction. Other causes are said to include being unskilled and having no relevant qualifications, aka you weren't taught anything adequate by your parents or educators. Lack of available education and training programs in the area, unwillingness or poor information about available training and education programs. So, you know, sometimes this could be kind of like a factor created by, you know, shitty public resources in an area, combined with depression or combined with, you know, other shit like that.
Yeah, you're bipolar, you're depressed, you have autism. Obviously NEETs don't, the causes that lead someone to becoming a NEET are numerous. And I mean, some of them I think can be empathized with, and like some of them can be like, you know, it's like, I don't really get why you're doing this.
I think there's an interplay here too. Like we have a fan of ours that watches us that, I don't know, there's no way to really like verify this, but they seem pretty credibly verifiable as a person who works with NEETs, specifically NEETs that have mental health diagnosis. You know, trying to find them work, trying to find them avenues for therapy so that they can get out of the house and go out and actually like live a life and have experiences and shit. Yeah. And this person wrote a pretty long post on our fucking subreddit about NEETs and said that in her experience or their experience, they were in the Ozarks area so there's a lot of poverty, a lot of people in need of this type of stuff. And she's this person, I don't know if it's a he or she, so they said, you know, they have more problems with people who have mild diagnoses than people that have like really, really extreme diagnoses. In this person's experience, it's more likely for people that have more extreme diagnoses to really want to try and beat them and get out there into the world. And she notices that people that like, I don't know, they have mild autism, Asperger's syndrome. Those are the people that it's hardest to get out of their parents' house, even though they're far more capable than some of the people that have more extreme diagnoses. So there's definitely like an excuse-making complex at play here too, where it's you get a diagnosis that is shared by millions of people, most of which don't sit at home and live with their parents their whole lives. And you use that as the exclusive excuse that bubbles you into the life where you sit like a meatball in the middle of the fucking bed and play Xbox and steal your dad's burger. Yeah. Fuck ass burgers. How about stealing your dad's burgers? How fucking fucked up is that? What's the diagnosis on that one?
So
you're an asshole.
A lot of times also, you know, you can't underestimate the role of parents in the creation of NEETs.
No way.
You have enablers.
There's a heavy fucking influence of parenting in these people.
So, most NEETs live with their parents. Many parents who enable adult children end up trying to fix their problems, mostly through some form of financial support. While the desire to help your own children is understandable, the way in which parents do so interferes with their ability to grow and take responsibility.
We call this an enabler in addiction therapy. And
it's called an enabler here as well.
Because they are.
So these are three ways parents enable NEETs. So one, parents are willing to wear a kick me sign. They think that because their adult child has problems, that lets him or her off the hook from showing respect. Parents may notice that he or she seem respectful when they want something from them, though they turn on a dime and get passive aggressive if they refuse a request. Parents feel worn down and accept this emotional chaos as normal.
This is literal toddler tactics right here, by the way.
Right.
It is.
And I mean, like, it kind of reminds me once again of the guy. It's like, if you had a burger, it's not in here. While he's got 4 burgers
You ordered
lined
it
up in
wrong.
front of his fat ass.
You got the order wrong. You did it wrong. You got to go hungry, Dad, who works for my whole life, because you ordered it wrong. Your burger's not in here. Extra burger. But yeah, no, this tactic here, anybody that's been around kids knows, especially kids like in that toddler early age range, this is how they test you. They'll be very, very like sweet to you when they want something. And then when you want something from them, they're testing out the boundaries and shit. And so they want to be like, no, or pop off at you or shit. And when they're little, you correct them about it and you kind of expect that kind of boundary testing. But I want you to fast forward time and imagine a 25-year-old son of yours doing the same thing. Where the only time he ever treats you like a normal human being is when he wants you to go out and buy him a video game or whatever the fuck. And then when you're asking him, hey, could you clean your room? Could you show some respect? It's always fucking pushback.
So another thing the NEETs do is they borrow money from their parents.
My God.
The bank of mom and dad never often runs the risk of financial losses. The NEET intended to pay his parents back, but just never happens. You know?
Yeah, what had happened was I was gonna pay my mom back, but then like I just I couldn't get a job and stuff.
I mean, full disclosure, we love Stevie, but this is what you're describing here is Stevie's life. So he'll probably watch this episode. He'll probably get butthurt about it. But Stevie, this is what you do.
Oh,
just
boy.
so you know.
We should have got Stevie on this one.
No, I mean, look, truth is truth. I'm never going to lie to somebody just because they're related to me or whatever. I mean, like, this is like, it's undeniable because all the things you're reading here, as Stevie has done.
So number 3, the NEET does not take life on, but his or her parents do. Parents shoulder his or her debt, taking on a second job or taking on additional responsibilities, while the NEET is caught up in inertia, being seemingly endlessly non-productive. So just like...
Well, I disagree with the non-productive part of this because, as I mentioned earlier, I recently, and when I say recently, a couple months ago, started getting embroiled in battles with NEETs in our own audience.
Yeah.
And they're not productive, dude. They are producing endless paragraphs of excuses for why they are the way they are and why they can't
only
be
someone was
something
willing to pay
else.
for excuses,
Yeah,
So
man,
I'm telling you, yeah, dude. If there was somebody out there that would pay people for excuses for their own, as this article eloquently puts it, inertia.
Well, Paul,
then
a lot of
people
these
would
people
be really well paid.
A lot of these people are just conscientious objectors to the system of capitalist exploitation, dude.
Conscience.
Right.
Yeah,
In fact,
makes sense.
I came up with a new acronym for them. I don't think they should be called NEETs. I think they should be called FACES, Paul.
Faces?
Fighters against capitalist exploitation, Paul.
What was the F?
Fighters
Oh,
against capitalist exploitation.
Fight the power,
Face.
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, you and I talked many times about the drudgery.
Yeah.
These drudgery jobs, these NEETs, Paul, they have rejected that paradigm.
And
they have said no.
They've taken to heart your message of solidarity. Like,
So
we
they're
will
not
not work.
We
will
will eat
not
cheeseburgers.
train.
Dad,
We
where's
will
my
not be
cheeseburger?
educated.
Sorry, Dad.
Where's my cheeseburger? Where's my cheeseburger? Where's my cheeseburger?
What do we want? Cheeseburgers. When do we want them? Now. What do we want?
Cheeseburgers.
When do we want them?
Now. What do we want?
These people are on a permanent strike, Paul. A permanent strike against the forces of capitalism. Can't you see
so
it?
they're not participating in the capitalist fucking system at
Yeah.
all?
No,
No.
they don't do
They're
it.
fighting against it, dude.
So they're growing their own food and making their own clothing and...
Well, no.
No, I mean, actually, technically, their parents are going to give them
Yeah,
stuff,
so
but they're
oh,
not directly.
so they ain't doing it, though.
directly. They're not directly doing it, Paul.
Right,
Not directly.
so-
Because look,
But
their
in order
their
for
scumbag
them-
parents still prop up capitalism, but they personally do not.
Why do you think they're so
But-
mad at their parents, Paul? Why do you think they're mad at their parents?
In order for their parents to subsidize their life of non-capitalist participation, their parents have to work extra hard at capitalism and do a whole lot more capitalism than they would normally have to do
Hey,
for
you
their
know,
household.
Dude, I'm sorry, Paul. You just cut out that entire
What
sentence.
your
Just cut
parents-
out.
listen,
I can't. I don't know.
What your parents have to do is what your parents have to do. But, that's their
Dude,
business.
I love how NEETs actually get to become like the ultimate capitalist exploiters.
Yeah.
Like they really do. They actually rise above their station. So they're like, shit, I'd have to be a menial worker, go to school, or do something else. So they're like, wait a minute, what do the bourgeoisie do? They sit around in leisure. They have life figured out.
Little mini
The
oligarchs,
exploiter
dude.
knows.
That
mini
fat
garks.
fucking meatwad from the beginning of the episode is just like a mini oligarch, bro. He just like realized that he can exploit the labor of others to
And he
maximize
turned his dad
his
into
own
his,
comfort.
into his worker bee. It's like, bring me cheeseburgers, worker bee. Surf.
Cheeseburgers.
Yes, sire.
Bring me cheeseburgers. Oh, only 4? None for you? Oh, well.
I brought the whole bounty,
but
sir.
not for thee.
Yeah, I brought the whole bounty of the harvest, sir. Well, it seems you've made a mistake because you've left none for thee.
All right, so there's a few ways you could possibly fix NEETs.
Why would you fix perfection?
Way number 1, get them to a licensed psychologist or doctor to help them either deal with their mental problems or be put on a psychiatric
number
drug
one,
to help them function in society.
You have to want the help. So
Yeah.
all these people are just going to go, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. There's just going to be more, like, if someone's making a lot of
Well,
excuses.
I think you like number 2 then, because this is the way I would prescribe. Because number 1 is the namby-pamby way in my opinion.
the number one way can work if that person
genuinely wants that. But
then of course that's a great
But
thing.
why
They
would
here's
want
how
to
you
help.
here's how you get them to want it. Way number 2, there's the fucking door. Parents, stop letting your NEET children walk all over them. Take a stand, make an ultimatum. Either get your lazy ass off to work, off to school, off to something, or I'm putting all your shit on the front lawn and you can get the fuck out of here.
Well, you couldn't actually. I mean, you could do that, but it actually would be illegal because they're a tenant or they're living there. They're resident.
Let me
have to
unpack
evict
that just a little bit real quick. I know we don't have much time left.
yeah.
But go ahead.
You need both things, right? Because a lot
Sure.
of parents will threaten such things. Oh, I'm going to throw you the fuck up out of here. But when they don't follow through, just, the NEET learns that that's just bullshit. If you
Well, we've covered
there needs to be a credible threat of this person not fucking being able to just live inside anymore, and help psychiatrically for the person to integrate them into society and shit. Both of those things are needed to save these fucking people. And usually one aspect of that is completely missing from their life. Because you could send your kid to fucking therapy all day, but if
Yeah.
you're still fucking being an enabler at home and letting them get away with fucking murder.
So this is the guy that got kicked out of his parents' house at 30. We covered him before.
Oh,
but,
yeah, this fucking guy, the fucking Uber NEET.
Yeah.
I am so. Ooh, but
Don't have time to go too deep into him here, so I'll just kind of remind people he exists. So way number 3 to get you to fix your NEET, make sure schools are meeting everyone's needs. Mentally, not everyone is going to be able to go to college or trade school or join the armed services. High schools should try to help all students. Not intending to pursue any higher learning, find a job in the area. School counselors should make sure students are getting all the help they can before grad. So basically, like, just accommodating the people who are never going to go to college or trade school or something, and get them positioned somewhere within the workforce.
Sure.
Because right now the focus is kind of entirely on like the kids who are going to go to college or the kids who are going to, get into some kind of training.
I mean, let's be honest. It's just that any high school and most high schools are going to focus on the best and the brightest students.
Right.
So these NEETs who are these underperformers probably are going to be like, well, they're a loser. They're not going to do anything.
So here is a little thing about NEETs receiving education in the UK. We actually don't really have time for it, but that's NEETs.
I guess that'll be NEETs part 2.
There might be a part 2. I don't know. Probably not, but yeah.
I don't know, man. You say that now, but dude, the NEETs, I hear the keyboards are clacking.
Hold on. I want to see that motherfucking. I want to see the look on that before we end. I want to see the motherfucker's face when he tells him there's no fucking cheeseburgers for him.
Let's do it one last time.
You messed it up because
Him happy, and food's got a lot to do with his happiness, but he's like an addict about food.
Stacking.
Well, I have bad news. You did not get your right order.
Are you kidding me?
No, you didn't. Because if you ordered yourself a meal, it's not in here.
Well, whatever.
Here you go. There's your lunch.
Did he
I don't want to
actually
call him an enabler, but I mean, sometimes it's really the way it seems that it is. I'm not buying the groceries. I'm not buying the frozen pizzas. I'm not buying the chicken wings. There's someone facilitating the food coming in, and it's not me.
It's not your fault, man.
It's someone else.
It's not my fault, basically.
Poor guy. Look, if you look at it, it ain't my fault. He done brought the food to me. I
Listen.
shoved it down my gullet. If he not brought the food, I wouldn't eat it.
Listen, I didn't
This
do
is
it.
hopelessness personified.
My daddy brought me the food. Is really his fault. You think about it, what he done.
He's just
You don't
like
have to bring that to
he's
me.
advocating for the end of his NEETdom, and he doesn't even realize it.
I know. It's like, he enabled me, man. He should stop. I mean, don't stop, Daddy. I'll kill you. But he should stop.
I'll let you know what.
I'll roll over on you and I'll crush your bones to make my bread. Anyway, that's neat. See you next time. Bye.
Neat.